High above the Indonesian archipelago, a Garuda Indonesia passenger plane sliced through the sky. The aircraft, a symbol of modern aviation, glided effortlessly, its engines humming a reassuring tune. The passengers, unaware of the impending doom, were engrossed in their own worlds, some reading, others chatting, and a few simply gazing out of the windows, mesmerized by the breathtaking view of the islands below. It was March 28, 1981, a day that began like any other with the promise of new adventures in the routine of daily life. The date, now etched in history, would soon be remembered for a tragedy that would shake the nation. The sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow on the wings of the aircraft as it embarked on what seemed like an ordinary journey. The clear skies and the gentle hum of the engines provided a false sense of security. Little did anyone know that this serene setting would soon be shattered. Flight 206, a routine domestic flight, was scheduled to travel from the bustling city of Palembang to Medan, a journey that many had taken before without incident. The route was familiar, the crew experienced, and the passengers, a mix of business travelers, families, and tourists, were eager to reach their destination, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of its 176 passengers. Each person on board had a story, a reason for their journey. Some were returning home, others were embarking on new adventures, and a few were simply traveling for the joy of exploration. The cabin buzzed with the energy of anticipation and the excitement of travel. The sky, a canvas of blue with streaks of fluffy white clouds, held no hint of the terror that was about to unfold. The tranquility of the scene was deceptive, masking the danger that lay ahead. As the plane continued its ascent, the passengers remained blissfully unaware of the impending crisis that would soon turn their world upside down. Garuda Indonesia, the flag carrier of Indonesia, was a source of national pride. Its fleet of aircraft, adorned with the airline's signature livery, soared across Indonesian skies and beyond, connecting people and places. For many Indonesians, flying Garuda wasn't just a mode of transportation, it was an experience, a testament to the nation's growth and progress in the aviation industry. Unbeknownst to the passengers and crew of Flight 206, a group of individuals driven by a dangerous ideology was about to shatter the tranquility of their journey. Commando Jihad, a militant faction operating within Indonesia, had been meticulously planning this hijacking, their motives shrouded in a veil of extremism and violence. The Garuda Indonesia flight cut through the sky, a symbol of hope and connection. For many on board Flight 206, this journey was more than just a simple displacement from one point to another. It was a journey laden with dreams, aspirations, and the anticipation of reunions. Garuda Indonesia, more than just an airline, represented the aspirations of a nation taking flight on the global stage. Its fleet, a symbol of Indonesian ingenuity and progress, connected the archipelago's sprawling islands, fostering unity and progress. From the pilots who navigated the skies with unwavering expertise to the ground crew who worked tirelessly to ensure the smooth operation of each flight, Garuda Indonesia embodied a commitment to excellence and a dedication to serving the nation. While the passengers and crew of Flight 206 went about their routines, oblivious to the looming threat, they were blissfully unaware of the dark forces at play. The atmosphere inside the airplane was one of calm and normalcy, with passengers engrossed in their books, movies, and conversations, and the crew diligently attending to their duties. Little did they know, their serene journey was on the brink of a terrifying disruption. A group of individuals driven by a dangerous ideology was about to shatter the tranquility of their journey. These men, with their stern faces and unwavering resolve, moved through the airport with a sense of purpose. Their expressions were a stark contrast to the oblivious passengers, hinting at the sinister plans they were about to set in motion. In the dimly lit corners of the airport they convened, their intense expressions captured by security footage, revealing the gravity of their intentions. Commando Jihad, a militant faction operating in the shadows of Indonesian society, had been meticulously plotting this hijacking for weeks. Their secretive meetings, held in dark, secluded rooms, were shrouded in mystery and danger. Masked individuals gathered, their faces hidden but their intentions clear. Every detail of their plan was scrutinized, every possible outcome considered. Their clandestine activities in the airport terminal went unnoticed by the general public, but they were a prelude to the chaos that was about to unfold. Their motives were a toxic cocktail of extremism, political grievances, and a thirst for power. These men, driven by a deep-seated anger and a desire to impose their will, believed that their actions were justified. In their quiet, dark rooms, they discussed their plans with a fervor that bordered on fanaticism. Their determined looks in the airport were a testament to their unwavering commitment to their cause. The covert meetings were filled with heated discussions and intense planning, each member contributing to the sinister plot. Their ideology was fueled by a distorted worldview that justified violence as a means to achieve their objectives. In the shadowy environments where they operated, they pored over maps and plans, their faces etched with determination. They believed that their actions would bring about the change they desired, no matter the cost. Their intense expressions and unwavering resolve were a chilling reminder of the lengths they were willing to go to achieve their goals. As they finalized their plans, the fate of Flight 206 hung in the balance, a sinister presence lurking just beneath the surface of normalcy. The hands on the clock ticked relentlessly forward, each second bringing Flight 206 closer to its scheduled arrival in Medan. Outside, the sun began its descent towards the horizon, casting long shadows across the cloudscape below. Inside the cabin, a sense of normalcy still prevailed, but beneath the surface, a current of unease was beginning to stir. The carefully constructed facade of peace was about to be shattered, the delicate balance of tranquility tipped into chaos. The sudden eruption of violence transformed the tranquil cabin into a scene of sheer terror. The serenity of the cockpit, a sanctuary of calm amidst the bustle of air travel, was also shattered by the intrusion of violence. With the Garuda Indonesia aircraft now under their control, the Commando Jihad hijackers issued their demands, a chilling proclamation that sent shivers down the spines of everyone on board. The hijackers, armed and determined, had meticulously planned this operation, and now they were in command of the skies. Their ultimatums echoing through the tense cabin, amplifying the fear that gripped the passengers and crew. The atmosphere was thick with anxiety as every word from the hijackers seemed to tighten the invisible noose around the hearts of those trapped inside the aircraft. The flight attendants, usually the epitome of calm and reassurance, now wore expressions of worry and helplessness. Their demands were a toxic mix of political extremism and audacious greed, a reflection of their distorted worldview and their disregard for human life. They sought to leverage the lives of innocent passengers to achieve their radical objectives, a strategy that revealed their ruthless nature. The hijackers' manifesto was a blend of ideological fervor and opportunistic ambition, a dangerous combination that left no room for negotiation. The dark, moody sky outside mirrored the grim situation inside the aircraft, Shadowy figures moved with purpose, their intentions clear and menacing. The eerie silence of the abandoned airport terminal stood in stark contrast to the chaos unfolding in the skies above. It was a scene straight out of a nightmare where every second felt like an eternity. At the heart of their demands was the release of their imprisoned comrades, individuals who had been captured and incarcerated for their involvement in previous acts of terror. These prisoners, now clad in orange jumpsuits and confined within high-security facilities, were seen as martyrs by the hijackers. Their release was non-negotiable, a point of pride and defiance for the militants. These individuals were deemed heroes by the hijackers, symbols of their cause and their struggle. The hijackers believed that freeing these men would reignite their movement and send a powerful message to their adversaries. To them, these prisoners were not just comrades, they were the embodiment of their fight against what they perceived as oppression. However, the Indonesian government viewed these individuals as dangerous criminals who posed a significant threat to national security. The officials now gathered in urgent meetings were faced with a dilemma: how to handle the hijackers' demands without compromising the safety of the passengers or the integrity of the nation. The security forces, clad in uniform and ready for action, stood by, awaiting orders that could change the course of the crisis. The stakes were high, and the world watched with bated breath as the drama unfolded in the clouds. The news of the Garuda Indonesia Flight 206 hijacking spread like wildfire, igniting a firestorm of fear and uncertainty across Indonesia and beyond. As hours turned into days, the hijacking of Garuda Indonesia Flight 206 became a global news event, dominating headlines and captivating audiences worldwide. International pressure mounted on the Indonesian government to resolve the crisis swiftly and peacefully. Time, usually an abstract concept, became a tangible and terrifyingly precious commodity during the hijacking of Garuda Indonesia Flight 206. With each passing hour, the physical and mental state of the hostages deteriorated. As the hijacking of Garuda Indonesia Flight 206 dragged on, hope dwindled with each passing hour. The Indonesian government, facing mounting international pressure and the unbearable weight of 176 lives held hostage, realized that negotiations alone might not be enough to resolve the crisis. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the tarmac, a C-130 Hercules transport plane, its engines roaring defiantly against the silence of the night, lifted off from a secluded military base. As the C-130 carrying the Kopassus team approached the hijacked Garuda Indonesia Flight 206, the tension inside the aircraft crackled like static electricity. The signal to strike came with a whispered urgency, a silent nod passing between the Kopassus team leader and his men. The cabin of the Garuda Indonesia flight became a maelstrom of confusion and violence, a whirlwind of flashing lights, deafening explosions, and the staccato bark of gunfire. In the aftermath of the hijacking, as the dust settled and the echoes of gunfire faded into the night, the true cost of the ordeal began to reveal itself. The successful resolution of the Garuda Indonesia Flight 206 hijacking sent shockwaves of relief and jubilation across Indonesia and beyond. The story of Garuda Indonesia Flight 206 is not just a tale of terror and rescue, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering courage that can blossom in the face of unimaginable fear.